Do you believe you're a starseed soul? So today, these 8 signs are going to let you know if indeed you are. My name is Amy, Activation Amy, and I am a spiritual mentor for starseeds. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. So first of all, what is a starseed? So I'm going to let you know from my perspective what a starseed is. It is someone, a soul, that has been incarnated into other star places, so other realities, other planets, and then has come to Earth to assist, support, and uplift humanity. Okay, and it's not about thinking that you're better than anyone or anything like that, as can so often seem the case. It's not about that at all. It's just there's a deep inner knowing that you are more than this. It's having an awareness that there is more to this life than what your physical senses are showing you. So I'm going to give you 8 signs that will let you know today if you are a starseed soul. And don't worry if you still feel that you're a starseed soul, but perhaps you're not resonating with all of these, okay? So 8 signs then. So the very first one, and perhaps you can relate to this because I know that I had this even as a very small child. When you look up at the stars at night, you feel a profound connection. You feel a connection, you feel an expansion, and you feel this huge sense of relief. You feel a relief and you feel a longing at the same time. And I remember having this feeling from being a very, very young age. And I thought that everybody feels like that, okay? But you just feel like a relief when you look there, and you're like, when you look up at the stars, and it's like, I'm not on my own. I am not on my own. I'm not alone. And that is the feeling that I have when I look up at the stars. It's kind of like, oh, hi. Like, it's like you are being watched over, you are being loved, that there is something more than this. You feel a very, very intense and very real connection to the stars. That is sign number 1. And these are not in any order, okay? But let me know in the comments, which ones of these really resonate with you, and perhaps it'll be all of them. Okay, so sign number 2 that you are a starseed soul. You are drawn to light language. You feel like you understand it when you hear it, and you also may have even already started channeling it for yourself, okay, in through your voice, through your hands. You might have started writing the symbols or the codes. So light language, for those that don't know, is an energy language that sounds like a human language, and it's very much of a felt experience. So I will do some light language for you now. I will channel some for you now. And as you listen to it, I want you to drop into here and not try to make sense of it with the mind, because this is a felt experience, okay? Inera hasu ania. Yelahak aranisha e. Ania ara e. Ora ienia hesi. Yanaya wa e. Ukema ia hea e. Inahak ora ea. Yara ni hesik arasha at ea. Lara nia inea hesi iwat ora e. Uku ura niha. Inna ia e. Ku enya he isa ara ia la korasha ea. So as soon as I start speaking light language, as soon as I hear somebody else channeling light language, it's a felt experience that feels like an expansion in my heart, and it feels so beautiful. Okay, so you are drawn to light language. Okay, number 3, sign number 3, okay, is you were a weird kid. Okay, you were a weird child. Like, you probably got called weird as a child, or you got called strange, or, you know, maybe you were a bit of a loner kid, and you were probably highly sensitive as well. I know that I was all of those things. And I just was in my, let's say, imagination a lot of the time, if you want to call it that. Now, if you go back to one of my other videos where I talk about are you making it up, which is all about how the imagination is the bridge of the intuition of our higher selves, and for the guides to actually speak to us. So I was a very, very imaginative, tuned in child, which meant that I did not need the company so much of other children to be happy. Now, when I did go and play with the other children, it would always be, you know, us making up games and doing things like that. But I definitely wasn't a child that needed the company of other children. Okay, so let me know if that one resonates with you. Okay, now sign number 4, you love being on your own. As an adult as well, you have no problem with being on your own or spending time on your own. I love my own company. I do also love being in the presence of other like-minded people. I very much struggle energetically with people that I can't have very open and deep conversations with. I'm definitely not a small talk person. I can do it, and I'm actually very good at it because I've learned to be. Okay, I'm a very friendly person if you meet me, but I very much prefer the authenticity of people that we can have, you know, discuss many different perspectives with. I very much struggle in the company of closed people. But sign number 4 is you love being on your own. You love spending time on your own. And the reason is because you can connect more easily, perhaps, with source, with spirit, with your higher self, with the different guides, and you can receive more messages in this state because there are no distractions. So whilst I do enjoy a beautiful social life with like-minded people, I'm very, very happy on my own, doing my own thing, connecting, being in my imagination, if you want to call it that, accessing my intuition, just as I did when I was a child. And this is very much a sign of being a starseed, because you are here to be a channel, okay? And the guides love to speak to you, especially when you're on your own. Okay. Now, you are highly sensitive, highly intuitive, and have psychic gifts. You are tapped into these gifts. Perhaps you don't have full awareness of what they are, but you have known that you have always known, perhaps on some level, that you can feel people. You can feel people's energy. You know things about people before they know it, right? You know things that are going to happen before they are going to happen. And this was very much the case for me as a child. You probably have extremely vivid dreams. Now, this isn't necessarily a thing for everybody, but I have always, for as long as I can remember, have really vivid dreams. And it blows my mind when people say they can't remember their dreams, because my dreams are so real. Like, I remember them pretty much every single night in detail. I always have. And you will know, okay, because it's like another side to this is you are very, very connected to animals, very connected to animals, maybe even more so than humans. Like, you feel the animal's essence, you feel their presence, you feel the soul within them. You have such love for the animal kingdom and for plants as well, and trees. Like, you feel them, you know that they are as alive as we are, okay? And you feel their innocence, and you get very upset when they are not being treated with respect, when they are not being given the same respect that humans are, to the point where you probably cry, like me. Like, if I see a tree being cut down, I will feel traumatized by that. Like, I will, like, I can't stand it. Like, it makes me want to go and grab the person with the chainsaw. So I know, like, it's just everything about it makes me sick, okay? So it's like stuff like that. You are incredibly sensitive, and you get riled when you see nature being treated with any disrespect. And that is because you are here to bring harmony and balance and healing and light to animals and nature. And it was 11:11 on my thing whilst I said that. Okay, so number 6, you are highly creative. You are highly creative. Or perhaps you're like, but I don't have time to be creative anymore, or that was something that I did when I was a child. If you were highly creative when you were a child, as in you loved to draw, sing, dance, write, create beautiful poems. If you are highly creative, you have a creative hobby, this is a sign of being a starseed, okay? Because this is another form of channeling. Creativity is channeling, and you feel very connected when you do these activities. And many of the different starseed beings are incredibly creative and incredibly, let us say, like, arty. So if you are a highly creative person, you are probably a starseed soul. Okay, so that was number 6. Number 7, this does not feel like your home, okay? As in, Earth does not feel like your home. As much as you love the Earth, as much as you feel a great love for Mother Gaia, okay? You know, you have this feeling of, and you probably, because I know that as I started to go through my spiritual awakening back in like 2012, I had this repetitive thought over and over and over again, and to the point where I would cry, and it was like, I want to go home. Like, I want to go home. This is not my home. This isn't my home. I do not belong here. Like, why am I here? Right? And it's also known as an existential crisis, okay? But there is something more to this on a soul level, where it's like you deeply know that this is not your home. Okay, now you can feel at home here, which are some of the future videos that I'm going to be covering, how to feel at home here as a starseed, okay, because we have a job to do here. That's why you came here, right? But you know on some level that this is not your initial home, where your soul feels at home, okay? And you have that deep longing for home. And it kind of can also look like this, where you're like this, you're sort of looking around, and you are like, and this is, spiritual awakening kind of 101, and you're just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, what even is this? Like, because you're accessing a deeper awareness, a deeper state of being, where you're just like, it sometimes then starts to feel hard to relate to some of the people in your life and the situations in your life. And for me, that was definitely my workplace, where I was like, this doesn't matter though, does it? Like, your managers would be getting so like bothered about shit, and you're just like, What, like, why do you think this matters? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it actually just, I don't care. I do not care. This doesn't matter. And I remember like being sat in my call center, right? And I'd had this job for like, what, 13, 14 years. And I would like be sat there, you know, before I left, and I'd be thinking about the planets, and I'd be thinking about like space. And I'd be thinking, none of this doesn't matter. Like, this actually isn't important. This thing that I'm doing right now, there is so much more to this. And there's just this feeling of, what the fuck is this? Like, this isn't right. This isn't normal. And you just know that something, the way that society isn't it. This is not it. There is so much more than this. And we are fundamentally missing what's important, which is connection. There is a sense of disconnect that you very viscerally start to feel, and you're like, this is wrong. Okay. And it's then about letting go of that judgment and starting to say to yourself, how can I feel more connected? How can I bring more connection to this, right? Because once you start to have that awareness, it's then, what can I bring to this? Okay. So this moves me on nicely to my next point, which is number 8. You know, on some level, you are here to help. Why? Because you are magnetized towards wanting to be of service. Not just like, it's like it's kind of like in a big way as well, right? And you don't, in the beginning, you don't necessarily know what that is, but you know that you want to help. You know that helping others, right, gives you a sense of fulfillment. And I'm not talking about codependent, you know, I need to help others in order to feel okay in myself, right? Because I'm not enough. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a soul desire to help and assist others, okay, through a state of overflow, through a state of joy. And this is what I am here to do. You know that you are meant to be of service. You know that you have something to say. You know that you have something to share. You know that you have gifts. You maybe feel that you've got healing hands. You just know, and you are naturally becoming magnetized, perhaps towards these different states of being. Or it could be you're becoming magnetized towards, you know, actual, let's say, you know, jobs that are, you know, things like doctors and, you know, nurses and carers and things like that. You're becoming magnetized towards that side of things because you want to help, right? You want to be of service. You want to make a difference. This is what the point of being a starseed soul is here, that you have come here to help make a difference. Okay. So I would say that that is probably like the main one, if anything. I mean, all of these points, they are all important. Let me know if you resonate with this message in the comments below. Let me know which ones you are. I do have a free 2-part light language activation mini course for those that feel called to learning more about light language, and this will really help you if you are a starseed, if you resonate with this, to feel more at home here. Okay, because light language brings you into a state of being at home, okay, because you're accessing more of who you are on a soul level, right? That energy, you are allowing that energy to flow through you, okay, and you are raising your frequency, which means you are then also at the same time as you are working on this, accessing more of your spiritual gifts, accessing more of the connection with your heart, with your guides, okay, with yourself. So I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you in the next video.